but just hold on. Let's just share this for other people to join us. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, how are you folks in all parts of the world? My name is Marshal Commander Philip Swanda. As I promised you before that, as I told you before that, today I'll be hosting a legend, George Mbwando. George Mbwando. I don't know, a lot of people they've got so many names for him, but me, I know him as George Mbwando. So I don't want to speculate things. I want him to come with these nicknames because a lot of people are saying we can't wait for whether they called him Malawi, whether they called him Mozambique, I don't know. But we are talking to a legend. We are talking to someone who is so special in our football. So when you're just joining us, please do me a favor, share this video with your friends. Share this video with your friends so that everyone can enjoy this interview podcast. We are going to use both our languages, our mother language. We are going to feel free to speak with the language we want because we want everyone to enjoy this interview. Remember, it's Zimbabwe. So, but George Mbwando has lived with a lot of people across in Europe. So sometimes we are going to use the vernacular oral. We are going to use everything. So share. I want to make sure that when we start, we have got so many people watching this. George Mbwando, introduce yourself while we are sharing this. Hello, Mr. George Mbwando.
Pizza, hi, how are you? Hello.
I am very well, George Mbwando. How are you, my brother? I am so happy. We are doing this podcast, George, and when I asked about this, you didn't even hesitate. First and foremost, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for that. You are a man of your words. How are you? How is things? And which is George Mbwando. Who is this George Mbwando?
Hey, George Mbwando is just a normal, humble Rastaman who was born 48 years ago in Gokwe. And yeah, now I left the sun and I'm living in the fridge now. Yeah.
You're calling yourself a Rastaman.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
And
a Rastaman.
when did you become a Rastaman, George?
I think when I was 13. It was way before, so it has been like that until today.
So George Mbwando, time one start of Boranga Rasta.
Angari mu Rasta mu African akazara.
No, that's good, George. George, first and foremost, welcome to this podcast. A lot of people will be watching this via YouTube or via Twitter. Don't worry about the number. Our numbers and our this page just keeps as if they're so, but you will see it by the end of this show. George Mbwando, first and foremost, I am so proud of what you have done. So, George, when were you born? I know you were born in 1975 on the 20th of October, but I want you to say yourself because people might say, when was George Mbwando born?
But the problem with Wikipedia, they had false information. They wrote 20th of October instead of 29th of October. So every year, no granted to my birthday. But I was born on the 29th of October, 1975.
29. So you can't correct that on the page.
I don't know. I don't know who did that. I don't know who put it there. Wikipedia. Someone made a mistake and said like that until today.
Oh,
So a lot of people they will say happy birthday.
we need to correct that. You were born on the 29th of October.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpion.
Oh. Right, you're talking about where were you born?
I was born in Gokwe, but I come from Manicaland, the other side of the country, because my father was a policeman, so he was first stationed in Gokwe. That's where he met my mother, and then I was born there.
Oh, you're born in
And
Gokwe. Is that the Senka or in
Gokwe Center Hospital.
in Gokwe Center?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So did you grew up where? You grew up in Gokwe or in Manikare?
No, I grew up in Harare. I grew up in
When you were
because
born, then you moved
my
to
father was stationed at the Morris Airport. He was
a policeman.
uh, yeah, he used to train the recruits there. So we were stationed at Morris Airport. That's where I lived the most part of my life.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So, George, you born in Goko, you moved to Harare at a young age. Your primary school, where was your primary school?
My primary school was in 1982. That's when I was grade one in Tomlinson Depot in uh, in Harare
In Harare, until grade 7.
until grade seven. Yeah,
And then your secondary, your grade 7, your formal,
secondary I went to Churchill High School then.
you went to Churchill High School. Churchill High School
Yeah,
was one of the schools you had a bonus steering.
yeah, we were actually the first team. We were the first team from Harare to win the Coca-Cola Trophy after the domination of Muzilikazi. Then we ended that in yeah, we ended that in 1992. We won the Coca-Cola Trophy with Churchill. Yeah, that was our first.
So
Yeah,
yeah, thank you very much for bringing that, George. When you're talking about Churchill, there were quite a lot of players who played in the Premier League in Zimbabwe who went to Churchill. Who are the names of the players?
yeah. I think our group, the team that won the Coca-Cola Trophy for the first time. Uh, Afterwards, there were just a group of players like I would say Sifas Chimedza was the Chechu, Murape. So at Chechu we had already two soccer stars, and with Joe Mugabe, with his brother Innocent Mugabe, a lot of players, Elasto Lungu, and yeah, I was
Yeah.
just part of the team in 1992, which started everything for Churchill. And then they took it almost a decade long, producing very good players for big teams.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Murape, he played for Dynamos.
Yeah,
Sifas played for Cape United.
yeah.
I remember.
Sivas played for both Caps and Dynamos.
Sifas played for both Cape and Dynamos.
Yeah, yeah.
So very good. You tell me something, George. Do you think with a lot of people, a lot of um, kids buy repeat our score just because of football? Because when I look at the likes of Churchill, when I look at the likes of Hippo Valley, when I look at Mziligas, when I look at those schools, they produce unbelievable players. When I look at the likes of in Gueru, but these players were there for so long, for quite a long time at these schools. Were they repeating, or it's just a coincidence? Please be honest.
That's a very, very good question. Because, during my time, as for myself, with age cheating, I had no chance. My father was a policeman. He was a respected policeman, so that was no non-starter with me. But as you are saying, that's very true. There were a lot of guys who used to repeat, and they used to just come for the second term. The first term and the third term, they won't be at school. Yeah, I don't know. Those days, anything was possible, you know. So, but at the end, when it comes to football and age cheating, um,
It was common in
some,
Africa.
somewhere, somehow, you come short. No matter how you think you're good, if you don't get the full development, something will come short somewhere.
Some
So that's why Ronaldinho, those days, they said he could have played in the first team with 14, but the team said no, he'll play until he's 18 so that he'll get the full development. and everyone saw what came after, for example. So I don't know. People still don't understand that with age cheating, you can actually achieve nothing. You can just fool yourself. You'll be just fooling yourself.
George, I mean, I don't want to dwell into that, but I know I played football at not at a higher level, but we saw that. George, so when did you start playing football yourself? I know you played, you guys, when you just joining us, share this. Somebody saying George in the AP, a guy from Masingo, says George in the AP. When you just share is join us, share this video with your friends. It's our podcast with George Mbwando, former Zimbabwe. He's going to tell us about camping, hotel, how you will come to that. We all want to know that. George, so did you start playing football at primary level or you started secondary level?
Actually, I started at primary level.
At primary level?
I used to be a goalkeeper
Or you
at the
used to
beginning.
at the beginning?
Yeah, and then Tomlinson Depot Primary School. That's where I played. Those days we had proper facilities, and everything was organized. And yeah, and afterwards we went to Churchill High School. Yeah, then we continued, and in the middle of secondary school, that was the time of the dream team. So yeah, and the dream team it was like an awakening of football in Zimbabwe. It just
So
it just
hold on there, George. You talking about the dream team. So you played the dream team. Okay, I understand you. So secondary level, level yako yembora, how was your level now? When you start attracting my teams now, wangasa kuwa team premiership by the time, only secondary.
no. Me, I was one of the few guys. Almost half of the team they were playing already in some premiership teams, but was still playing at Black Mambas reserves. Or Zetrapi Tomlinson under 18. So for me, it was just fun. I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to have fun, you know, just to be the boys, just to be kicking around, and yeah.
Right.
At the end,
When you left now, you school now. Where did you go from Churchill? Where did you go now?
yeah. After school, after Churchill, I went straight to Black Mambas because Black Mambas was my. It was like my. I saw them. Um, I saw the team when they got how would I say when they were formed. The first day when they were formed, I was there. I was seeing it with my own eyes, and they were just 500 meters from where I lived in Morris Depot, and I used to see them. They were professionals. They used to train in the morning and in the afternoon. So during school holidays, it was the best time, and the best place to be was at the police grounds, where they were training. So it was like, yeah, I just it was the right age. I grew up with them, and then from there, that's when I learned what football is. What football is. Yeah, sorry, sometimes they say football like German language, but
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that's when it started, and then yeah.
So George, Black Mambas or yanga ri company yamdara or njoka isanda mdara as a police yanga police.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
who
so Black,
my players are very way for Jivala, but not Masimba Tinero or
nah, the Black Mambas, when they started in 1983, they recruited players from all over the country,
because of
and
money.
then
Because of money.
no, not because of money, because of the job, because they were saying if you come to play for Black Mambas, you'll be a policeman. So you have a job.
Oh, they were recruiting, but mabasa.
Yeah, so they were policemen who were playing football, professional football. They didn't put on uniform. They were just there for football, but they were attested policemen.
Fantastic.
You see, so that's, and then there was a clique from Bulawayo. So this clique grew even bigger and bigger. That's why that's where I learned my Ndebele from these guys, because there were a lot of guys from Bulawayo. So I used to be with them almost all the time. So it was a nice project. It was because they recruited from every corner of the country. So, and yeah,
So when you
things
joined,
were in order these days. Those days.
when you joined these Black Mambas now, I mean, it was easier for you. It was team you when people were training, you could go to the fence and see them train. So tell us about the day you went now to say, I am training with Black Mambas. How did you feel, to see yourself coming, running around the first day at training? Coaches actually appreciating looking at you. How was it like, my brother?
Yeah, but the coach actually saw me before, because we used to pick up balls when Black Mambas are playing. Whenever they're having their shooting practice, we used to pick up the balls behind the goals, and we used to play behind the goals. And then Max Malume Moyo, he just saw me way back. So one day he just said, I was still 16, and said, next year I want you to come for training. So it was something different. But the best thing is everything where it started. It started in Morris Depot playing police grounds, and then the best thing is I went back there with the under 23. That was our training grounds. So it was just coming home, and then I went with the national team again for training. So it was all the time I was coming back home,
Don't
next to my place.
don't spoil things.
So it
Don't talk
was
about under,
something.
don't talk about under 23 yet. Don't spoil things. Don't don't spoil things. Right. You don't. Then your first game, now you're officially in Black Mambas now, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Your first game now, somebody says my favorite, Chafuma Mushai. Your first game now, were you in the bench or you were exactly in the starting team? And who were you playing against?
No, my first game. I still remember very very well. I still remember the week before the game, because we're at training, and yeah, just waiting for O level results. So I was training with Black Mambas. So I was playing for the. I used to play for the reserve side. But one day at training, we were playing, and then yeah, I was just a. Sometimes I used to be a freak on the ground. So the coach, Max Malume, we were playing 11 against 11. So I put the ball on the center. So I always wondered what happens if I shoot the ball from the center and goes in. What will it be? So that day I just said I just want to try it. And George Mbwando was in goals for the first team, and I was with the second team. And then the coach was the referee, and he just blew the whistle, and then I kicked the ball from the center and went straight in. And then the reserve side was all celebrating, and then the coach came and said, no, 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 a center, when you're starting the game, it's an indirect free kick. Someone has to touch it before. So we learned something, but then the coach said, but there's something special about you. How could you think about that? Kicking a ball straight into the goal. That is what every coach loves to see, as fast as possible, to get the ball into the net. And then I said, oh, yeah, it was just, yeah, I just thought about it. So, and then during this game we played, that it was the same thing again. I got the ball at the center circle. We were playing the game. I got the ball. I received the ball from one guy in the reserve side. I just stand. I knew George Mbwando is never online. He's somewhere outside the 18 area. And then I just turned and kicked the ball into the net. And then the coach stopped the game and said, no matter what happens now, from now, but on the weekend, you are in the team. And it was 16,
Oh,
and we're playing against Chapungu in Gweru.
Nkulumotonga.
Yeah, so it was a Thursday. So on Friday, it was it was something special for me. That was the first time I had to, but I just set the whole game on the bench. We won the game, and I had $400 in my pocket.
That was a lot by the time, George.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, I remember.
George, how old were you when you played for that team members first game? You were a bit younger. You were not even 18 by the time.
No, no, I was 17.
You
17.
were 18. And the thing
Uh,
is, when you went with the team, did your parents feel comfortable you living, going with the team, or they were not comfortable?
yeah, the problem with me is uh, the problem I had was it was old school parents, like all our parents,
Yes,
school,
your
school, school,
parents
school.
were cool.
But I was too near to football. I had too much football. It was too near. So I had no choice. Sometimes I used to sneak from the house and go for games when we used to play for the juniors. The bus
Oh,
will be waiting on the main street on the other side of the house. The team bus will be. Everyone is waiting, and then I had to sneak out of the house somehow, or just to run and jump into the bus and face the trouble later. So that was how committed we were. So yeah, I don't know. It was beautiful times,
it was
very
beautiful.
nice times.
Right now, George, now you are playing for the team now. You are in the first team now. You are playing against big teams. Tell me the team, George. In our culture, we have got this thing. Kana wanzwa chawunga chati. The team yakaku intimidated, where you felt intimidated with, oh my goodness, which stadium yawanzwa ukuthi ya manje apa pakuwiwa manje, which stadium was it?
The first time I got intimidated by another team, it was in Morris Depot. It was around the late 80s.
Yeah.
And Black Mambas were playing against Highlanders at Morris Depot
Yes,
at the,
exactly. Level.
at the rugby stadiums. And then, so the reserve team was playing against another team, and the stadium was already full, was packed. And then all of a sudden, before the reserve team was finished, I just started hearing some whistling, from the
From
fans,
Highlanders fans.
from Islanders fans, yeah. So I didn't know why they were whistling. No one saw them, but from the VIP Morris Depot VIP stadium, they were just Highlanders players coming in wearing their tracksuits with their with their push-ins, with their big big bags, and then everyone was going crazy, crazy, crazy. That's when I said, "Shit, this team is massive." You know,
It was
I
your first
I
time.
I,
First time. First time.
I remember that day. I even have goosebumps if I remember
Yeah.
the day. It was something electrical. It was something new to me. I was still a Black Mambas die-hard supporter. Because I grew up with the team. But when they came in, it was the first time I saw something different.
Who was in your team? Which team? Who was your team? Your teammates by the time?
My teammates then afterwards, what was the original Black Mambas founder members? Masimba Dinero, Collins Kabuti, Sol Chamini.
Collins Kabuti, Ndiakale Mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Collins Kabuti, what about Vusileja? No, was not.
Vusileja also played with us. Yeah, he was in the team also.
Vusileja was there.
Yeah, Vusileja was also a left back. Yeah, at Black Mambas, at Blackpool then.
Yes. And now Daniel Highlanders, there was Peter Nkomo.
There was Peter Nkomo. I still remember the team with Tani Banda, with Willard Kumalo, Rambo, Raman
was a bit young.
Raman Gumbo. I think it was the best of Highlanders. The late 80s. They were all there.
The cool ruler on the center line, on the center there.
Yeah, Alexander. That was the first time I met Alexander. I even spoke to him after the game. I was so proud because he sat next to me in the clubhouse, and then he was speaking and greeted me. I never forgot that moment. Yeah, it was something special for me.
Oh, George is wonderful. And what was the result of the game, George? Who lost the game? Who won the game?
No. Highlanders won 1-0. But it was something marvelous. Even the game of the week, the cameraman couldn't follow the free kick from Willard Kumalo because there was. Let me explain what happened. I was behind the goal, and then the referee blew the whistle for Highlanders free kick. And then these guys, I don't know if they'd started it before Raman and Willard and Rambo.
Yeah.
And the wall was standing there, and then Rambo just came from the ball, started walking like he's counting steps, and just before the wall, he let himself fall down in front of the wall, and the guys from Black Mambas just wanted him to fall. They opened the wall, and exactly at that moment, that's when Willard squeezed the ball between the wall. The ball was in. It was something marvelous.
In the far corner.
It went just between the wall where Rambo fell between the wall. That's where the ball went through. And I remember that like it's yesterday.
George, bafana be-Highlanders bayibanehestyle eyifanana ungasingazi ukuthi uyindiyani but iigela zinofanana.
Yeah, that's because different. Yeah, because those days it was something special when you go to Blower to play a game. It wasn't just a game. You are going to blues. It's something special. It was an event, you know. I don't know how these guys these days how they take it, but for us, it was like a national team game. We're going to blow. We're going to have a game there at Baba Fields or Luveve or White City. It was something different, but unfortunately, I don't think it's the same anymore.
Maxwell Marino is here. You see, Maxwell Marino is there. Maxwell, Guys, anyone who wants to ask a question to George, please feel free. He's just a lovely man. We're just talking to George Mbwando. But it's okay. We go. George.
No, in birth certificate rangu kubandri grade 1 ranga ngonyoronzi George Stanley Mbwando. So it's a double name, so vakudhara vapandakazvarwa.
Right. Anyway, George, let's continue now, George. Anyone who wants to ask a question to George, feel free. We know the likes of Maxwell Dube, George Mbwando. We want to try and get my players at every week. Those are my legends. If I can take Maxwell Dube, Dr. George Mbwando, Dr. Abamobano, join my podcast every week, still on Nema footballers, so that we can recognize our ex-footballers. I think it would be nice. George Mbwando, then you started Saka, what youth career go Blackpool first?
I started at Zetarapi Tomlinson, which was
Yes.
yeah.
And then
So and then I went to Black Mambas, and
yes.
then from Black Mambas, yeah, I was just starting, and then Blackpool was formed. They bought the franchise from Black Mambas, but they were still using the same grounds.
George, somebody saying, is this live? Yes, it is live. It is live. I'll give you a number to call those who want to call and talk to George. He's a lovely guy. Right, George. You went to Black Marbles. Then, George, 1996. Is this the year you came out of Zimbabwe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 1996. Yeah.
Right. We are going to come to his warrior experience. Don't worry about that, guys. Ask the questions. 1996, your first team was Lake Post None. Is that so? The Polish team.
Yeah, Lake Poznan. Yeah.
Tell us about that. How did you go there?
Yeah, before I go further, I only came to realize it now. I just played 7 months in Zimbabwe. My whole Zimbabwean career is just less than a year.
No, George, we know that because we're in a Benjamin Morwaro. Even we don't want to know that. How come all these number teams all along? You tell us. So you want to continue with 7 months playing in Zimbabwe, then you tell us Nenya went to Poland.
Okay, because when I started playing at Blackpool, it was 1995 in July, and then everything happened to me. How would I say it? Everything that happened,
Yeah.
it just happened in a couple of months, and then I'm talking of my first debut. My first game at Blackpool against Kabwe Warriors in Zambia. We qualified. We were the first team in Zimbabwe to qualify for Africa Club Championship for the semi-finals, and then we won silver medal with the under-23s. We were second with Blackpool on the log. We missed the Olympic qualifiers. Then the last game in Nigeria, I was third in Soccer Star. I was the second top goal scorer with 23 goals. And I'm talking of things that happened in 7 months. And then afterwards I was away. I just came to realize it.
Were you the part of the under-23 squad?
Yeah, they for 1990 for the All Africa Games. Yeah.
Yana Tumisani, Omnyama, Tumisani.
Nah.
No, it was.
Yana Metembe Ndlovu.
Oh, Yana Metembe Ndlovu.
Yeah, 1995 All Africa Games.
You were playing the right back that time.
No, I was a striker then.
Oh, you were a striker then.
Yeah.
Who was the goalkeeper? Was it keeping Umbro Mzazi?
Yeah, it was Umbro and Mzo. Exactly, yeah, that's the team.
Fantastic. Where were the likes of Vitaly Stakauda by the time?
Vita was a little bit older than us. He was in the States then. Yeah, he used to play in the national team by then, I think.
So the manager was Grabowski.
The manager was Grabowski for the All Africa Games, yeah.
Do you still remember that team?
I still remember it very, very well.
Number 1 to number 11. Oh, to the team.
Wow, I can do that 100 times in a dream.
Just hold on. We have got George Mbwando giving us a comment of is at the National Sports Stadium. He wants to give us the lineup of the under-23 right now, so that before we give you George Mbwando, we are crossing over to you. Give us the lineup there, my boy.
Okay, in goals, I would say Gift Mzazi. Right back, Chamum Sanu. Center back, there will be Lloyd Joa and Prince Matori, and left back there will be Vusi Lea, at the defensive linkman. Ooh, Chris Kawema used to play it sometimes. Uh, on the right, Alois Bunjira. On the left, Stuart. In the center, they have Kane and
Abel.
no, Kane. Only Kane, and the other striker was getting confused now. Yeah, Abel used to play as left back as well.
Oh, Abel, the Teji brothers.
The Mteji brothers, yeah. So we used to have Alois and Kane up front.
So Highlanders had no under 20, or there was Metembe.
I forgot. Metembe was like the glue to the team. He used to put everything together.
How good was Metembe?
Metembe was a real leader. That was the first time I met someone in a team who could lead a team. Because Metembe was our captain. Even when we went to France, we went for a camping before the All Africa Games. We went for 1 month in France, and he was the captain. And he used to speak French those days. And he was a true leader. He was really everyone who could depend on him. He used to take responsibilities at a very young age, and he could also show it on the field.
So,
very, very, very great guy.
George, your team under 23, you went on. I remember that game. What did you play? You played Nigeria. What did you play?
Yeah, we lost to Egypt in the final.
You lost. So my teams are not it.
We played the first game against Egypt in our group games. We beat them 2-1, and the second game against Zambia, we lost the game. I think we lost 1-0, and then the third game, it was still a group game. We had to win the game. We had no other choice, and then we beat Congo 2-1. We scored the goal. Yeah, the last minute of the game, we scored the winning goal. Edobet Dina scored the goal, and then semi-final we beat Congo, I think. Guinea. We beat them 2-0 at Baba Fields, because Baba Fields was it was like a battlefield for us. Everyone said we are not going to lose a game at Baba Fields. Not now.
Because of the
so that game against Guinea, it was already won before we played the game, because we were so hyped, and there was a different atmosphere also. It was very, very, very beautiful atmosphere. But it's still the same in Harare. It was magical. It was, once in a lifetime atmosphere. Right. So fortunately, we could carry the wave with us, and
And then, George, you joined the national team when there was a call up for the national team. Now you're being called up for the national team. When did you join the national team? Did you join the national team in Europe? You were still Europe,
No. My journey was a totally different journey. I joined the national team.
I joined the national team.
I joined the national team because after playing for a couple of years in Germany, no one ever looked at us. No one. I remember those days we were playing some decent, good football here, and then one day I went for holiday to Zimbabwe. Oh, this is story of my lifetime. Continue. I went for holiday, and then I just threw my football shoes in the bag before I left Germany. I said, maybe I'll find something to kick there. So I had a 4 weeks holiday. So I was there at home. And then, the national team were playing their games. It was just normal. Almost everyone.
You had come just for your visit in Zimbabwe.
No, I had just come for a visit in Zimbabwe.
You had come for a visit.
So I was there, and then my one good friend of mine, he used to play for Air Zimbabwe Jets. Yeah, his name was Shaiso Chiduku. He was a goalkeeper. He just said, man, you can play in this team, man. The national team is not so strong at the moment. Anyone is playing, some guys are playing, so you can just give it a shot, man. Why are they ignoring you? Blah blah blah. And then I said, when my time comes, it will come. But then I was getting older, and then I said, but this is time I should be playing in the national team now. So what happened is I went to Zimbabwe. I was there, and then I was at home, and then I had some a friend of mine said the national team is playing against Harare Select, a preparation game against the World Cup qualifier against South Africa. So they said the Harare Select, they're just welcoming everyone. So now they had selected their players. So my friend said, if you just go there and say, I'm George, I'm coming from Germany, I just want to play for, then it'll be okay. So I took a gamble. The game was, like I said before, at Tomlinson Depot. Again, everything came back to my roots. The first, how would I say it? The first training game for the national team, it was at Tomlinson Depot. So I went there, and then guess what? Someone was supposed to pick us. We were in town. I had my kid bag, so he didn't come. He said I had a problem with my car, and I walked from town with my friend to Tomlinson Depot, which is more than 15 kilometers. We walked there. So this place is where I grew up. So it was like coming home. So I went to the changing room. So everyone had forgotten about me. George, George. I said I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday. So we played against the Harare Select against uh, another Select. So the team which wins there was going to play against the national team. Now I remember. So I played the game. I was a right back then. I was a defender then from Germany. No one remembered me. No one, but I was just doing my German type of football. I was just crushing everything. And everyone was saying, "Who is this person?" He says, "George. George used to be a striker." So everyone was a bit confused. And then after that, I was selected in the select, which was supposed to play against the national team. So we played against the national team at Banzura Stadium.
Who was the manager of the select?
What was, I think it was Omela or Matongerere. I can't remember. It was some guy from Arares, from one of the teams.
So you now and the national team for coach is Renard Papis. Is this the game?
Nah, the national team was Mishek Marimo those days.
Oh yeah, Mishek Marimo, not your Papis.
No, Mishek Marimo, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mishek Marimo. Okay.
So after that we played at Gwanzura Stadium. Me, I was just playing as fun because I was on holiday. And then we played against the national team. And then I was just having fun at Gwanzura, and people were whistling. When you're playing, we were the underdogs. So we had the fans on our side. So it was just a nice afternoon where I was having fun. I even scored a goal. I was playing as a right back, and then after the game, I was in the bus, in the national team bus, to the hotel to Cresta. They just said, "Take your bag. You're coming with us."
Oh,
this is how I.
Tell me, amazing. This is amazing. I love that. So, for someone, are you gonna utamba pa select? Either promote your win on the national team.
No, my performance was way much better. I could see it on my side, but I was performing even better than the guys in the national team because we beat them, and I was just going up and down on the right side. So it was something they couldn't ignore it. It was something not normal. So even the fans, they were coming, say, they were saying, wakatanga rini kutamba hey, who are you? Some had forgotten about me, and yeah, that's when it started. And then my first game was against South Africa in Johannesburg, and yeah, I was man of the match on that game. That was actually my first game in the national team, and unfortunately we lost that game 2-1, World Cup qualifier. But yeah, that's how it started.
George, you telling something so interesting, and it pains me a lot, George, to see that Zimbabwe is still, still going down and down and down and down and down. We are going to come to that, right, George? Um, we want to hear about your life in Germany now, 1996, 97, when you joined. You just in short, your first team you joined was Lech Poznan, a Polish
Yeah,
team, which you
yeah.
played. I think you played 10 games and you didn't score a goal by the time, according to what they are saying. Tell us about this team.
Nah, this team, it was like my first team when I went away from home. It was like the first time in my life to go away from home. I'd always slept at home my whole life, and my first time to go away from home, far away, it was 10,000 kilometers away. So it was the first time, the first experience. Yeah, very interesting experience. It was very weird place. You seeing something. Everything was different. So fortunately, Elasta Lungu was with me, so it was a little bit better, but it was very hard when it comes to homesickness, and it was I will never forget this time. But it was the first time I moved away from home.
How old were you, young man?
I was 19 then.
You were 90. You're quite young. You're quite young.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you played from 96 to 97. And then 97 you joined the Jumbo Giants.
No, that was that was you could talk about uh, I don't know how to call it. Yeah, because the whole deal was, man. Should I start from the beginning, man?
Yes, yes, yes. In this Europe, yes. Continue, young man. We'll let you talk on that one.
So at first I was working at Police Print at Promethean Computers. We used to assemble computers in Masasa, and then there was a guy who used to work next to our company who was a Highlanders diehard. His name was Aubrey Chilwa. I don't know if you know him.
Yes,
Aubrey
yes,
is,
yes, yes. I know him. I know my personal. I know him myself.
yeah, Aubrey just came to me. I was playing for Blackpool those days. I was playing for Blackpool, and then he just came to me after work. He said his friend Max Makanza, his team is looking for a striker in Zimbabwe. Would you be interested to go to Germany? And then I said, me, I'm open for everything. I'm just, no worries.
Oh, Max
So
Makanda in Germany, Coco.
Max was already in Germany those days.
Oh, fantastic. Now
Yeah,
you're
I was there. So, and
talking.
then Aubrey said to me, you come, you, the guys from Germany are here. The German guys, they're here they're looking for a good striker. So I was still at Blackpool, attached to Blackpool. So I wasn't even expecting anything. And then they came to watch our game against Air Zimbabwe Jets. And then yeah, we played in the evening. And after the game, one of my friends, Tears Charabwe, scored a beautiful goal from 30 meters. And then they were just interested in him. So Tears was a good friend of mine. And then he said, George, on Monday after work, what are you doing? Come to Mokado restaurant. I'm meeting some guys from Germany. They want to talk about contract for my contract in Germany. They want to have me. And then I said, it's okay. After work, yeah, we don't have training. It's a Monday. So when I came home, I was just sitting, and then I had forgotten about the appointment. And then I said, okay, let me just go. It was just I was living in the avenues there, so I just walked to the city. I met Tears at Mokado restaurant. So that was the time when uh, everyone remembered the under 23 team. So Tears had just started. Me, I had already played before, so everyone knew me in the restaurant. All the waiters were coming. They say sign here. Everyone wanted to take pictures, and the white guys were sitting there. The German guys, they were discussing with Tears, and then they ended up asking, "Who is that guy?" And then said, Tears said, "He's one of our strikers from our team. Everyone knows him. He used to play for the national team. He even played in Poland." So when he said that, this German guy said, "Call him here." And then he called me. I went there and sat with them and said, "Would you want to come and play to in Germany?" And then I said, "Anytime, I'm there." "Would you want to sign a contract right now?" And they said, "I'll do it now." And then I signed the contract. And then they said, "We will talk with Blackpool. We will know how to deal with them." You know. So one of the guys owned a mine and Mazoe, one of the brothers or something like that of the German guys. So this guy was sponsor of Jumbo Giants
Right,
team
right.
in Division One.
Yeah.
So the easiest way for us to get away from Blackpool was just to tell the Blackpool directors that we have been offered a very good job with so much money, which we knew they wouldn't have paid. It's either they let us go because it's our biggest chance to earn so much money. We'll be just playing football, but we'll be also employed with the company. And then we had to meet the whole 7 directors of Blackpool and these 2 white guys saying we want to transfer to Jumbo Giants. Jumbo Giants were playing Division One those days, but it was a hard nut to crack. But at the end, they gave in and then they paid the money they were asking for. It was quite actually cheap. If they had known that we were going to Europe, they were going to ask for more. So yeah, it was just like that. And then that's the next thing is we coming from the meeting. The next day we were on the plane to Germany. We were never in Mazoe in Jumbo Giants. We don't even have any contact. So the next thing we were in Germany, at Bona SC.
I like that, George. George, and then you joined. Now you played for. Sorry for the noise behind. Someone is on the phone. And then you played for. Is it Bona SC?
Yeah, Bona SC. I played together with Max Lung, Max Makanza, and Farah Mbizo. They were already there.
Oh, from Caps United, the Jet man.
Yeah, they were already there playing, and then when we came with Tears, we were
Oh,
uh,
oh,
we
oh.
we played together then.
Played you had about 7 appearances there.
Yeah, because we came in winter, and the team was struggling. The team was fighting relegation, so that's why they came to Zimbabwe because that's where Ephraim Chawanda played. Willard was also there. And I think Madinda had also a stint with them. Vitalis also had a small time with them. And Bully played a little bit longer. Bully and Ephraim and Max.
So you tell me, all these players they played today. Was it for cheap labor or what? Why were they taking a lot from Africa?
9, the owners of the mine in Zimbabwe, they were Germans. And the brother was the owner of the club in Germany.
Yes,
So he knew, he saw some good football in Zimbabwe those days. And he told his brother that these players could help you. So they were playing there.
fantastic, fantastic. Somebody says who converted him to defender. You will talk about that because we didn't know that you were a defender. And then you joined. Now you are coming. So this was a lower division. Was it a lower division? This team compared to
No, it was a third division.
it was third division.
Yeah, third division is just compared to yeah,
Yeah,
it's the Premiership, and then comes the Championship, and then the league under that.
yes, 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 yes. How was life there? How was life there? Now you're enjoying Europe a little bit. You remember Zimbabwe, you've got brothers from Zimbabwe. How was it now? You're starting to enjoy now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say enjoying, but it's just a.
Oh, sorry, yes, just broke down. You will come back. You will join us. I think it's the internet. You will come back. We are talking to George Mbwando. You will come back. You will come back. You will come back. Guys, this guy has got a history. And if you want to ask some questions, please write your questions down there. Down there, ask your questions down there. We are trying to bring. I was talking to my brother Sticks Tizwa. I want to bring Sticks Tizwa. And the only challenge he has got is internet. So if I've got anyone who is in Harare, he is here. George is back. George is here. He is here now. George is here. George is here. George is here. So, George, you were enjoying now. You've forgotten about home now. You are enjoying.
No, 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 no. I'm,
Uh,
I'm, I'm going back home now.
no, no, not now. Not now. Not now. I'm talking about equal. Papona is SC now.
Who for Bona SC? No,
Yeah,
you know what? You know
yeah,
what? When I said for Bona SC,
yeah.
what I really wanted was just to buy a combi and go back home and start a combi business. But I stayed 6 months. I stayed 1 year. It became more and more and more, and I'm still here.
Then you played. Now you played for two VFB. One was Oldenburg, and the other one was Lubeck. Were they rivals?
Yeah, they were northern rivals from the north of Germany. So when I was at BS at Bona SC,
Yeah,
the team said the players couldn't help us, so we're letting them go. But what we didn't know is that we had 2 years contracts, but the team wanted to just let us go after 6 months. So there was one guy who used to come and watch training.
yeah.
After one day after training, he just came to us and said, can I come with you guys and show me your contract? So then we showed him our contract and said, you guys, you still have 2 years on this contract. Don't be fooled. These guys owe you. They cannot just let you go like that, you know. So afterwards, there was a big fight with the Bona AC management and this guy, because this
Yeah,
guy was saying, I'm going to the press and I tell everything what is happening. You take players from Africa, you make them sign contracts for 3 years, but you want to pay them only for 6 months. So it was a big issue, and the owner of the club ended up giving in. So this guy said, it's either give me the players, I manage them, or
I
I'll
report
report everything.
for
So we were released to this guy, and then from there, that's when the journey started. We started he started looking for teams. We had only 4 weeks left on our visas. We had to find a team in 4 weeks. And then we were going for trials here and there. And then the last team I went for trials was for VFB Oldenburg.
yeah,
And then it was a Thursday. I was supposed to fly on Friday. So I packed my bags, everything. I was at Oldenburg. So the next thing was the following day to go to the airport and go back home. And then on that day, I had nothing to lose. I was just training with just like a free spirit, I was enjoying the training. I was just banging all the goals. Everything was perfect. And then the manager of the team was sitting in his car. He was on the phone with someone. And then he said he was looking at me the last 30 minutes. He didn't know me. And he came to the ground and he asked the coach, who is this guy? And said, this guy is here for trials. And the manager who was sitting in the car just said, I like this guy. Can we sign him? And the coach said, yeah, if you say so, because I see he's training very good today. And I had 1 day on my visa left to go back home. I
Oh
was
my
planning to
goodness.
go back tomorrow. And then after training, they called me in. And then the manager said, I don't know you. I've never seen you, but I like the way you train today. I think you can help us. Do you want to sign with us? And then they removed all the papers there and there. I had to unpack my bags again. My brain, everything was back home already. This is how I said then. And then from there, it was just going up then.
And then you joined the rivals after about two
I
seasons.
joined the rivals before Lubeck. And
Yeah,
then with Lubeck, we managed.
you played for Lubeck. You played for more than 68 appearances.
Yeah.
Now, you played for more than 68 appearances on Lubeck, and you scored more goals. How was it? Did you face each other now? The other one, Oldenburg and Lubeck, did you face each other? Did you play each other?
Yeah. We faced each other.
Reception now.
And yeah, it was a different feelings. Unfortunately, I used to face all my ex teams after then, So yeah, we Lubeck was a little bit stronger than Oldenburg with a different fan base. It was a little bit bigger, and we had better players. And on that year when I moved to Lubeck, we managed to qualify. Yeah, to get promoted into the Bundesliga, then into the second Bundesliga with Lubeck. So yeah, that's when I played together with Farai Mbizo. Uh, I played with him 2 seasons at Lubeck. John Bizo and Davis.
Njoba kaenda unotamba ku South Africa nana Wilfred Mugay.
Atamba ku Cape Town, yeah.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that, George. George, then you went on. We can mention the teams you played for FC, Ingolstadt, whatever. Situation here with Germany, wanga unakirwa ne situation here Germany, man. Wanga unakirwa ne bora ne Germany.
I don't know, with Germany, it's like there's a formula you have to have here. If you're a foreigner, you just have to be 2 times better than the locals. Otherwise, you don't have a chance.
Yeah, because I look at Bayern Munich, send some home players most of the time.
Yeah, but here when we're talking of Germany, if you're black, you have to be always 2 times better. Otherwise, they won't need you. So it was not as easy as people think. It's always a fight. Every training, every game, you just have to give your best every time. Otherwise,
My question
it's
is,
great.
George, but did you ever thought of the Premiership here in England or?
Yeah, that was all our dreams. When we were growing up, Premiership. We used to call it big league soccer those days. They used to call it. Yeah, that was all our dreams. But I had never thought that I would end up playing in Germany. This was the last place I thought of. But yeah,
Would you support Liverpool?
Liverpool. Atipadengeka.
Well, who did you?
Yeah.
My players are Uchiwona, George. Your players who inspired you, the young George Mbwando. Who are those players? Especially when I look at you, I think you were watching the likes of John Barnes, the likes of Bruce Copeland, and then you now playing football. Now Bruce Copeland. How was it to you?
Mm. The thing is, I grew up. The time I got interest in football. That's when Liverpool was at its peak in the early 80s. So I grew up with this team because they were champions year after year with John Barnes, with Peter Beardsley, Ian Rush, you name them. That was my time. And I used to love them. They inspired us.
Banafashane.
So that's where the love with Liverpool began. Yeah, I was just a victim of time.
And
It was the time
the Liverpool bayithatha ama-games eLiverpool kuZimbabwe lot, andithi?
they used to show a lot of, yeah, and there was also Bruce, and everyone knew that Bruce is from Zimbabwe those days.
Fantastic. So our number one team inokudana just for trials.
No, for me, I wasn't so focused. My football journey, it was like just an adventure.
Mm.
I just wanted to see where it ends. Every time I wanted to see where it ends. So I was never focused on a certain league to say I have to go to the Premiership, or because still at the end, whatever I achieved here in Germany, mm, yeah, I'm still waiting for some Zimbabweans to achieve that.
I'm still waiting.
Unfortunately, I thought we have set the trend those days when we came here, when me and Farai first played in the Bundesliga. But now, unfortunately, nothing came after that, and it's so sad.
George, you played a game. You were leading 2-1. You were given a red card in the 75 minutes against Werder Bremen. You remember that game?
That was the German Cup final.
Yes, it was in Cup final. Tell us about the incident. A foreigner comes in, get a red card. Timia's deal. How was it?
Yeah, for us at the beginning, our party had started a little bit earlier because we dismissed Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, and then we had to face Borussia Mönchengladbach. All these teams were in the first Bundesliga, and we were playing in the second Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So for us, it was an adventure. We were just riding the adventure. It was we were just enjoying it, and then we managed to beat Borussia Mönchengladbach in the semi-final, and then we played the final, and then in the final, that's where I got the.
Was this your first red card? What happened? Why were you given the red card?
No, it was a foul. If you could watch it, the video is also on YouTube. You can also watch it. If it was just a foul, if it was what is proper English? If it were today, they would say VAR.
Yeah.
VAR? No, not even a yellow card, because the foul, I didn't have any contact with the player. So unfortunately, those days, one decision and that's that, and then I had to go out. My parents were sitting on the stands, and but it was a nice feeling to play in the final.
Fantastic. Hey, George, now I don't want to hold you long here, my brother, but I want to ask you a question now, questions. George, have you ever thought of, I know you've done a little bit of badges. Have you ever thought of saying, no, but this George Mbwando can one day lead Zimbabwe? Have you ever thought, I want to go and coach my national team as well?
Yeah. Oh man, that's my dream, man.
That's my dream, man.
Because I have the license that I have. I don't know. I don't want to beat my chest and say I'm the best, but I'm maybe one of the most qualified coaches when it comes to badges. Me and Max, because now we can. We're in a situation where we have a license to be coaches for C license, UEFA C license. We can coach coaches now, but then it's something that our society does. We don't recognize good things that we have around us that can benefit our sport. No one seems to be interested in it's it's a shame, actually, but the dream of going back home and doing something for my society, because I am loaded with football, but I have to give it somewhere. Even as I'm helping uh, foreign kids here, they're benefiting from things that should benefit. You see, so that pains me a lot. So um, me, I won't give up. I'll keep on doing it because I'm a coach now at a certain team under 19, and yeah, everything is moving well. So I have to just to keep to stay in the game, to keep practicing. When the time comes, we just come and give the others what we know. So the dream is always there. Home is home. I'll never forget it.
George, during your time, or not during your time, but your all-time Zimbabwean footballer, you will say to Air Marshal, to my brother Philip, this player was, or just three of them. You're not, Philip, my players in Zimbabwe, to me, exclude yourself. You've done well. We don't want to patronize you as well. I know what you have done. You have done wonders, George. It's unfortunate that, people start praising you when you have left this world. I want to emphasize to people that you are one of the Zimbabwean players who have done well. We need to recognize you, Uchirimpeli. That is not it's not a question. People must know that. George, three players, you're not, fella, uyu munhu wanga asingaite uyu ainditambira bhora during, in Zimbabwe. Ndivanani? Just three or five.
Oh, hey, that's a very, very hard one, man. But yeah, I would start with my idol, my absolute idol. I would say the person who made me who I am today, Peter Ndlovu. So yeah, Sukuzonke. It was because of him. I just something switched in my head. It was something crazy when he used to play for Coventry those days. When he started playing, that's when I was also starting. And then yeah, it was like fire. And yeah, this is my absolute.
Hold it there, George. Saka Peter pakaenda kuCovent newe wanga waenda kuGermany. What
Hey, Peter Pagana Coventry in under secondary.
wanga kusekondari.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so is your inspiration.
He's my absolute idol.
My goodness. So you have mentioned Peter. Peter comes top, and then the other two or three.
Yeah, sometimes it's not easy. It's just like comparing Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah, I know.
But when it comes to Peter, I would think of Moses Chunga, because I saw Moses Chunga with my own eyes. The guy was magic. He was out of this world, But he came from an older generation. That's why Peter was just almost my generation. That's why it was so close to me when it comes to Peter. But Mosey was out of this world. Mosey was what I've seen him doing. I've never seen it until today.
Did you see Peter playing for Coca-Cola when he was at Mzilikas and you were at Churchill?
I know that was this was the generation after, soon after.
Or soon after, but not Peter.
Soon after, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was soon after, yeah. But everyone knew him already when we were at school. The name was already trending, and yeah, he was something special. Yeah, it was the first time I met him. It was. I remember celebrating with him when I was a ball boy. He scored a goal against Angola. And he came straight to me and he was hugging me and we were celebrating. Oh. And then 12 years later, I had almost the same picture with him at Africa Cup of Nations when he scored against Egypt. I was the first one with him, and we were almost similar picture, the same, but the difference was 12 years later. So Peter means something special to me.
Fantastic. But you know that.
Now Peter was 73, I was 75. It was just
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Fantastic, George. You know that story. I'll tell Peter about that story. And then you had Moses too, Peter and Job. And then who are the other probably two?
Oh, the other two, I wouldn't leave Masimba Dinheiro. Masimba Dinheiro was, yeah, Masimba was like a father to me. You know, when I started football, I used to carry his bag in order to get into the stadium for free. So I just carry his bag, and I watched almost. That's where he started everything. And my first football shoes were from him. They were his old shoes. He gave them to me. Those were my first shoes, So, and then when I started playing at Blackpool, at Black Mambas, Blackpool, I wasn't allowed to drink or smoke. Everyone could do anything, but the older guys, Masimba Dinheiro, Solcha Menuka, Joseph Dube, Collins Kabote, they never allowed me to drink. And until I left Blackpool, I used to come home at 8, because if I come at 10, the doors will be locked. I was still a kid, although I was old already, So those guys, I'll never forget them, because they guided me. They were protecting me all the way until they let me go later then. So I'll never forget them. So Masimba, he used to lead by example, whatever he does, whether it's training, whether it's talking to you about life, different things. I can't compare him to anyone. Marvelous.
George, you are such a lovely young man. You are just such you are inspiration to people. You are such someone else. George, take off your teams, Blackpool and Black whatever, take them off. Team, you always supporter of Zimbabwe. I know Visa Dynamos. Ndokuziva even beharad. Visa Dynamos. Ndozi wacho chati Dynamos. Ndeipi team you supporter of Zimbabwe. Okay, Visa Dynamos yako.
aiwa kana inini kumntaraunda I support Caps United. So we grew up in a greenhouse. Caps, it was Caps, Yana Shambo, and then so I had no choice. It was Caps those days when we were growing up. The good old days. Oh, Stanley Ndunduma. Stanley Ndunduma was it was like a model in Harare. Because Stanley Ndunduma used to be very smart. He used to wear, he was a guy of fashion. Everything was up to date. Even if he put on his army uniform, it was something different. And the way he played, we used to adore him. It was he was our hero. You would see him, you say, "Oh, Senor." But yeah, he had a very, very beautiful history when it comes to Zimbabwe football. You say?
Sticks in Tizwa. Chaita says sticks in Ketom
Tizwa. Sticks. It was those times there, man. We had plenty of talent in Zimbabwe. You can name 100 more, man. It was fun. It was the time, man. George, but the days are gone, unfortunately.
George, you are so wonderful. Thank you so much, George. Anything you want to tell us, George? Just before I finish this interview, Zimbabwe football, let's not hide the truth, George. Zimbabwe football is declining. I am saying this. I want to say this, not you saying this. I am saying this. Zimbabwe football is declining, George. Why am I saying this, George? I expect a manager of a company to be someone who has got management skills. What am I talking about here? What am I saying here? We have got the likes of Max Makanza. We have got the likes of George Mbwando. We have got the likes of Peter and Job. I would have loved to see these young boys doing the job, especially from the top. Then the top would employ someone. Why is our football not going up, going down, George? What do you think it is?
No, let's call a spade, Fiza. Let's go straight to the point.
Yeah,
This Musangano thing, this thing doesn't have to do anything with football. It will never work. Because people who are running football now, it's either you belong to this party or whatever party. And this is destroyed our football. And people should start talking what it is. Because we cannot say, we don't know what's happening with football. Everyone knows what is happening. Football, it used to be different before. We didn't have all these things that uh, football and politics is just like mixing oil and water.
it doesn't work.
It will never work. And everyone is looking and it's happening. We've been looking for the past years. It's happening. It's declining. And I think it's going to be faster. And then I don't know where it ends, unfortunately. And it pains if we have played football before in in different conditions and to see what is happening. You feel the pain because I want a generation to have the feeling I had, the feeling of playing for the national team, the feeling of representing everyone at home, the feeling of saying, now it's my time, everyone's watching, I have to deliver. You cannot buy it anywhere. But now these dreams are getting destroyed because of greediness, unfortunately.
It's so sad, George. It is so sad. We have tried to speak about it, but then they say, "Siana knows what that would be sometimes, George. George, any other words you want to tell us just before we wrap up, my brother? Anything you want to tell us which we might have not covered about you and your future, George?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to stay in this fridge for long.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a couple of years, I'm planning to relocate back home, and yeah, I'll start from there
Yeah. Any,
because I've lived long enough here.
any from your kids, I know you love your children. Anyone not bora kana toita mnyama wita basikana boka.
Now my daughter sings. She's into music. She's got
Yeah.
a couple of videos now on YouTube. Yeah, she's a professional, yeah, singer, and my son is playing. He had trials with my former team, FC Ingolstadt, so he'll be joining them in February. He's playing for the under 16, and yeah,
Oh, George, thank you
I
so much.
just wish them good health. Everything else is secondary.
I need an interview with your daughter, music wise. I will plan that, and I'm going to roast you. Yeah,
Definitely. She's
yes, yes. How is Farai Mbito? I know he's a very good friend of yours.
Farai Pitu is up north there. He's doing very well. He's there in northern of Germany, in
Ndakazwa
Hamburg.
takurova magitara akupenga chaiko.
No, Farai always, even when we played together at Bona AC, he was a music man from all in all, from way before.
Aifana igona bhora uya ndakamuona kamwe chete tamba nana Stuart Murisa vana Alois Bonjira achitamba midfield ane dhedhi rake raita remufana wangu Ronald Kidiza. Mufana igona bhora manu uya. That boy can
Yeah, Farai was. I played with.
pandakamuona I think akaita 1 or 2 seasons paakagona bhora ipapo.
Anambotamba, he didn't play long. He just played maybe 1.5 seasons, and then he came to Germany. I played with him. Yeah, he's I would say one of the best midfielder I played with.
Fantastic, fantastic. George, thank you so much, my dear brother. I'll come and see you there in Germany and then we see together.
Yeah, you're always welcome, man.
George,
Every anytime.
I'm so proud of you, George. God bless you, George, and your family. We love you so much. Say thank you so much to the missus who gave us the platform to talk to you, George. Ladies
No
and
problem, no problem.
gentlemen, you are so unbelievable, George. Keep up everything what you are doing, my brother. And the
Thank you very much, Peter.
God,
One word for the youngsters.
yeah,
So we are talking about Zimbabwe football here and there and there, but if you are good, someone will see you. You just keep on working hard, and from nothing comes nothing. Nothing is impossible. Nothing, nothing. I just wanted to give to the because nowadays as elders we're not saying these words anymore. But I'm saying what I've experienced. Nothing is impossible. If you're a good football player, whether in Cholocho or you're in Ireland or wherever you are, if you are good, you believe in that, you give everything, someone will see you. So
George,
don't give up.
nguva yenyu maitamba bhora mumastreet akuchichina I was in Harare in September. You don't see kids playing in mastreet sezvavaita kudhara. What's going on?
Yeah, unfortunately, man, we are too comfortable. Everyone is on the phone, including the parents. So it's difficult.
So how can we take off one now from this thing called Torino, George?
Yeah, when you want to treat something, you go to the roots. Who is bringing that? He must stop bringing it. Because we all know, we've heard about stories. Who is benefiting from this? We, they are destroying the generations, not only one generation. Because if the other generation is not there, they are stoned. The next won't be there anymore. So it's not something to joke about. It's something very, very serious that will take us down if we just look at it and watch. Because it's going to be worse, unfortunately, but it doesn't have to be like that.
George
So
Mbwando,
sad.
thank you so much, my brother George Mbwando. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our former Zimbabwe player, George Mbwando. You know what? We can talk and talk. Thank you so much, Georgie. Have a nice time, and we love you so much. And we'll bring you back again. Thank you so much, George.
Thank you, Fiza.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. You know what,
Bye.
guys? Thank you so much, guys. Keep sharing this video with your friends. That was our brother George Mbwando. He's here in Germany. I'll visit him and go and have a cup of tea with him. Let's meet again on the other one. You have a nice day. God bless. Bye bye. Bye bye, George. Bye bye.